It's your boy Boss Cowboy, man. And if it's Monday, you already know. If you've been following, and we gonna be talking about the star players, and we gonna be talking about the good and bad, of the game. Because it's a lot of people. I've been listening. I'm always listening. But it's been a lot of people who've been saying this game is perfect, and for the most part it was, right? It was almost as close to a perfect game, but there are still some things we gotta kind of keep our eye on. But it's not that much. But I'm gonna go through it though. At least I'm gonna go through it. We gonna get on the phones. We gonna talk about it. And because I already know y'all such a smart fan base, it's gonna be some things y'all gonna see that I didn't see. So we gonna open up the phone lines, man. We gonna talk about it. Everybody should be feeling a little bit better. I am. You should be too, hopefully. And we gonna get into it. So, as usual, we dealing with S.T.A.R of the Dallas Cowboys versus Minnesota. That person that played with the speed, the toughness, made themselves available, and was relentless. Shout out to Coach Marv. He came up with that, but it's a beautiful acronym. And give us a chance to highlight, the exceptions to the win. And we gonna do that today. So y'all come on in the house, man. I'm behind the scenes as usual, man, building this plane. Be right back. Let's go. I see you, Sin City. That boy coming in with the gifts, man. I love it, bro. Boy coming in with the gifts. All right, man. I appreciate that, Sin. Let me show my boy Sin, man. My boy Sin coming in with the gifts, dog. I love it. Yeah, man. Let's get it. All right. My boy say ball don't lie. It don't, amp. Woo. Comment of the day, man. Appreciate the super chat, big dog. So we got Amp in the building, Sin City, Chris Davis, Swain, Mr. Austin, Marcus, what's up, man? William, man, we see y'all coming in the bed. Aaron, he always coming in throwing
Yoga fire.
Let's go, dog. Let's get it. Talk about this ball. Let's get it. All right, man. All right, y'all know when y'all hear that, it's time for the curtains. Let's go. Yeah. Welcome to BossCowboySports with your voice matter, man. Obviously, we've been doing a lot of talking. And it's been a lot of good things that we saw in this game. And like every Monday, we make it a point to really get into the star players, the people that showed the speed, toughness, availability, and relentlessness in this game. And it was a lot of it. It was a lot of it. We saw some things we want to see. And I'm gonna be going through some of these star players, right? And first of all, before I get started and before I start getting deeper into this content, y'all let me know who your star player is, not mine, yours. I want you to tell me from that game versus the Minnesota Vikings, and this is a tough opponent. My boy Steve say that Kool-Aid has a festive taste on Victory Monday. Yeah. This is a good time. I'm not quite fully drinking the Kool-Aid because I still got some concerns, but it's a great Monday, bro, to beat an opponent, that was 8-1, coming off a big win themselves. So my boy Keystone say Money Meyer is his star player. Ooh, Ty, I like that. Ty came with a curveball, and I love it though, and I can see why. Ty coming in the door, she said Mike McCarthy. Ooh, that's a good star. He was actually my first star week 1 after Tampa when he was pulling that leash on Kellen Moore. So everybody should have a lot of respect. My boy Sin City say the O-line, you got to pick one though. I appreciate y'all though but we got to pick one. But it's a lot of people saying the O-line, so guess what? I'm going to allow it.
Yoga fire. Yoga flame.
Yes, Miss Charles, yeah, I enjoyed the game. Of course I did. How can you not enjoy that game? And so I want to see y'all. Somebody said Kellen Moore. Oh, y'all serious? Somebody said Kellen Moore's the star. Okay, I ain't gonna fight that. I'm gonna let y'all have that. I ain't gonna fight that. I want to see though, before I get started, I want to see who your star is before I keep going. Let me see. Ooh, she said, what's up, boss? Chat, we chose violence yesterday. Yeah, it was pretty violent yesterday. But hey, y'all, I'm coming back. Trust me, I'm coming back. I don't lay down. I ain't gonna never lay down. Oh, somebody said Dorrance Armstrong. I ain't mad at that. Hold on real quick. We got us a super chat from James. This is interesting. Ooh, Sin City say Dan Quill. Oh, I like this. Ooh, it is getting interesting. My boy Big Dow, he say Terrence Steele. Bro, I saw some plays on Terrence. Man, bro. So, yeah. Listen, my boy say Dak should never throw over 25 times. It's times he have to throw over 25 times. If we in a deficit and we trying to come back, that's when Dak should throw like that. But in terms of a general game plan, yeah, him, and I'm gonna also say this, and every quarterback. It's only so many quarterbacks in history that can win games throwing it over 40 times. That's not unique to Dak. I want us to start saying quarterbacks shouldn't throw over 40 because it almost sounds like Dak can't throw, And I know you're not saying that, Trip, but I just want to kind of clarify for the haters because it's a lot of people taking that out of context. They taking it like Dak would throw away your game if he threw it 40 times. And yeah, I think it depends, but mostly no quarterback should be throwing it 40 times, like none. The ratio on wins is real low. DP, he says it's his birthday. Man, this is crazy, bro. DP, bro, I knew it was something special about you. He say, boss, it's my birthday. I done called off work to bask in the fabulous glow. I love the way Fowler attacks with the violence, with them Wolverine tackles. But Michael walked it like he talked it. Nobody bigger than Trey 7. Bro, DP, my birthday tomorrow. DP, my birthday is tomorrow, bro. And see, let me tell you something. Happy birthday, bro. I'm gonna give you a secret, DP, unless you might already know this, but you probably noticed this. It's a whole lot of people born around November 21, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, always around that. It's always a lot of us. But if you go back 9 months, it's Valentine's Day.
Yoga fire.
Which means a lot of us were accidents and oops babies. Yeah, we most of us born around this time is a product of oops. Yeah, mom and daddy, was sitting in the winter on Valentine's Day, feeling good on them drinks, and oops. Yeah. Let's see, my boy Elp, he say my daughter would be 2. It's a whole lot of us born in November. That's because I'm telling y'all, a whole lot of us was accidents.
Bruh.
Oops.
Finish him.
Yep, finished her. So happy birthday, bro. So yeah, man. So I'm gonna be also doing a lot of content on my birthday because I'm also not doing no work but this, and I got a lot of good content that's coming out tomorrow. Y'all gonna love Boss tomorrow. Y'all gonna love me, bro. Amp know what I'm talking about, but I ain't gonna tell y'all nothing. I ain't gonna even tease it, but I got some dope content coming tomorrow. Y'all gonna be rolling. It's typical Boss, trust me. Yeah, snowed in babies. Yeah, we the accidents. Yeah, we the accidents. We the wumps. Yeah. So it's good to see, and I love to see, and the variety. I love to see. I hit that button at the wrong time. Anyway, I like to see. My boy say, "Is Okoye rapping with you?" I'll call him. I just need to call him. Yeah, I'll call him and see if he can get on. Yeah, if he can, I'm pretty sure he will. Yeah, Okoye is one of the most down-to-earth, coolest content people out there, man. It ain't gonna be Thanos, Boss. Nah, it ain't gonna be Thanos. I'm gonna be cooler than Thanos. So I'll hit up Okoye, see if we can put in some work. This will be a good time for us to also talk X's and O's. I want to get my boy insight because he a guy that I greatly respect his mind. He's somebody that everybody should respect because he put in real authentic film work, and he's not a kiss, but he go call it to the best of his ability. Like he said, he one of the best in the game, hands down. So getting to people that could be my stars, I'm not gonna reveal it to the end, so y'all gonna have to stay to the end, but my star candidates go surprise some of y'all, and I'm gonna talk about why. One of my star candidates is gonna shock y'all, but it might not. Y'all might feel me once I show it. But I think honestly, we gotta put my boy Greg Edwards in the star category for a couple of reasons. First of all, I love the fact that those young linebackers are starting to get reps, and he's the person that's responsible for that, right? And when you're seeing those young linebackers getting act, and we saw Clark go out there, Clark actually played real good, which is, the phone's gonna be open to read. So I'm gonna open up the phones, matter of fact, once I get through this first part, once I kind of talk about who my candidates are and my top candidates are. My boy say, bruh, Thanos Boss was called Eagles content creators still ethered. Yeah, bro, that started Thanos. Cause see, a lot of people not used to Thanos Boss. See, Thanos Boss, he get wild. Like, you know what I mean? Like, y'all used to me being cordial, but when I go against the enemy, dog, I'm heartless. You know what I mean? And hey, like I'm supposed to be. But I think Greg Edwards should be in there. And one of the highlights, and obvious highlights, was when he frustrated Cook. I loved it. When he provoked Cook and got Cook that penalty, chirping at him, I said, that is my type of coach. Ooh-wee. I said, that is my type of coach. Appreciate it, Special K. Special K is in the building. He said, what up, y'all? Hit that like button and run it up. Yeah, y'all please do that. Yeah, go in there and hit them likes. Let's run it up real quick on the likes. I'm gonna come back to him. But real quick, you right, Special K, man. Get these boys on that like game, man. Get them caught up on that, bro. You right. Yeah, everybody need to be on the like game. Let's make it a habit of hitting that like when we come in. Let's do our housekeeping every day. Every time we go live, just make it a habit. But yeah, just a quick like break. Hit that like real quick. Special K, you right on that. But going back to what I was saying, bro, that that was so that was so in the game because see, and it's something that it revealed that I don't think a lot of people might see. And I know this from playing. A lot of times, and I want y'all to hear me out. A lot of times, offensive coaches and defensive coaches and players don't like each other. So he was a coach over there at Minnesota, right? So he know the buttons on Cook, and he know how to push them buttons. Because when you practicing against people every day, you start knowing them personally, and you know how to provoke them. And I was so impressed that he started talking to him and pissed him off, and he said something that made Cook go crazy, and they absolutely killed their momentum on George being heads up and knowing Cook enough to know how to provoke him. And man, that's a heads up play. So it's two reasons why I have him in my star category: the play of the young linebackers, right? Watching them, and the way that he is EA Sports, and that's in the game. All right. So my other star consideration should be obvious to most of y'all, and that's Dak. Dak was on, right? And Dak was mad Dak. I love mad Dak. I want y'all to really hear me on this. Mad Dak, bro, everybody should want mad Dak. Like, it's always really a good thing when you hear a lot of noise against Dak, because Dak plays better when he's mad. Just straight up. That is straight up. If you want to get the best out of Dak, piss him off. And that's what we saw. Dak completed 88% of his passes, because they was blaming him last week. They were saying Dak had a bad game, and he didn't, because none of those interceptions was on Dak. Dak actually had a real good game. If you take out the interceptions, that was actually caused by his weapons. He had us up by 14 points going into the fourth quarter. So a lot of people blaming Dak just because we lost, but if you look at it in its total context, I'm not doing that. That don't even make sense to me. All right. So definitely I got Dak in that category, and obviously he deserved it to be in the star category. The person that played with the speed, the toughness, the availability, and the relentless. Then my fourth star, which I also saw in the chat, which I all the way agree with, is Meyer. Fantastic. Like, my God. They cheated you, bro. You hit a kick for 60 yards after they called it down from the NFL headquarters that you had to do it again. This dude hit 2 60-yard kicks.
Yoga fire.
The first one faded in. The second one was right down the money.
Yoga fire. Yoga flame.
2 60-yard kicks. And we Ty say 120-yard kick. That's so real. I didn't even think of it like that, but that's a good point. God damn. Yeah, 120 yards. Yeah. So my boy Life Crazy say, boss, they need to pay Tony Pollard and Steele ASAP. I would take Steele over Pollard. Just me keeping it real. Just keeping it real. I mean, I like Pollard, but I don't know about paying Pollard. It depends. He gonna have to be team friendly. I trust Will McClay to get us another Pollard. I really do. I'm just being honest. I do. I like Pollard, but I don't think like we go die because we don't have Pollard. Just me. But maybe somebody could talk me into it, and I'm open to it. Call me and talk to me about it. Yeah, but they tried the cheaters. They tried. And let me be honest. I'm gonna be honest. It was like Kellen Moore, he don't understand momentum. He was risking momentum, being aggressive going into the half, right? So when Meyer hit them kicks, he not only kept momentum, he added to the momentum. Boy, god dog, bro. And for the first time in my life, I said this dude might be better than Dan Bailey. Yeah, see, yeah, Special K, he say Davis look good too. Yeah, so it's like when it come down to replacing, I trust Will McClay. I'm just being honest. I trust Will McClay. I like Tony Pollard, but I just don't see Will McClay not being able to get us somebody else that's just as good. But I do like Pollard a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna come down to budgets, right? So anyway, my last major star candidate, which I think obviously deserves it too, and I'm gonna reveal because I'm still kind of torn. I'm gonna open up the phones to see if y'all can talk me in and out of this. But then that's Diggs. Yeah. Diggs had a tough assignment, y'all. I mean, to be called to defend one of the best receivers in the league, and early he was called to follow him. If he went to the bathroom, Diggs went with him. And Jefferson is the guy that get that whole team going. If you limit him, you slow down the whole team. He's their emotional leader. He's the big play guy. He's very consistent, and Diggs definitely showed his value, man. Like, oh my God. Now, the only reason to why I don't want to go so far in saying that he fully clamped him down, because I'm waiting on the all 22 to come out tomorrow. Because see, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it's easy to make him the star player based on numbers. When you look at the fact that Jefferson only had 3 catches and only one of them was on Diggs, and it was about 30 yards, right? It's easy to say, well, he got clamped. Well, maybe not, because I play corner and I know how it go. Sometimes them receivers are winning and the quarterback didn't see him. Or sometimes them receivers are winning and that pass rush got to him before the quarterback could get the ball out. So I got to look at the real matchup. I don't want to guess. Because if I'm being honest, there's no way we can truly say Diggs was locked down until we see the all 22. Because as I always say, you cannot see those downfield matchups unless you're looking at the all 22. The television will never show you the downfield matchups unless they showing it as a highlight. So remember when Jefferson was going against Slay, the reason why a lot of people was excited for what Slay did to Jefferson, because they was highlighting all game the one-on-one matchup. You know what I'm saying? So we could see him being locked down. Just to be honest, I have not seen it yet fully. I love the metrics of what I saw, but tomorrow I will know absolutely for sure. Yeah, and my boss say this is 2 years, boss. Yeah, 2 years of bad production out of Jefferson is big. You know, that is. And that's big for Anthony Brown and Diggs, you know. But I'm just being measured. Y'all know me, man. Look, I wouldn't be me if I took a guess on that. I don't want to guess. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to guess. I want to look at the film to where I can see with my own eyes the matchups, and I can say, okay, yeah, Diggs was locking him down. It was no space. Now, or it was Jefferson won, but they didn't see him, or Jefferson won and it was sacks, or the pass rush was too tough, whatever. But I'm a really know when that film come out and I fully break down that matchup. And yes, I am gonna watch it on my birthday. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that whole matchup. So by the time we get to the final word, I'm gonna be super factual on what really happened. You know, so those are my 4 candidates, and let's get on the phones before I get to the next topics. We're gonna take some phone calls and kind of get y'all thoughts on the game. So my boss say put respect on Curse. Yeah, Curse also had a good game too. Curse was back, and Curse should have played good. That's his former team. You know, he should have been motivated to play against a team that was the team that drafted him. You know, and he did. He showed up. He was Curse part 2. So, but we got the phone lines open. Y'all call on in, and y'all know me. If y'all don't call in quick, y'all, I'm gonna start just moving on to the content. But so we got the call lines open. Make sure, yeah, I got everything ready to go. All right, yeah. So my boss say AB ruined last Thanksgiving. AB was cheated in my opinion last Thanksgiving. He really was. It was 3 out of those 4 pass interference calls was horrible. Horrible. And my boss say, boss, the star is the offensive line. That's the 4th person to say that. Boss Cowboy Sports.
Hey, boss, how are you?
Hey, what's going on?
This is my old name used to be Samuel Rowe, but I changed it to best rapper alive as a joke.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, what's up, Sammy? What you got, big dog? Best rapper alive. I like that.
Yeah, it's homage to Jay-Z's old line. Yeah, it's a quick point. I know I was excited. I'm happy. I think I'll be a little bit more happy after Thanksgiving just because I don't know. I feel as though just to be consistent about it. When they were like when the Eagles fans were talking about that win, their win versus Vikings was a quality win, and I was laughing because I was like, that's still prime time Kirk Cousins, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so they played on Monday night, and then
right.
And then we kind of had the same thing. So we have other quality wins. Quite frankly, I don't really think they have any, just because we beat the Giants on the road. We beat the Bengals. One of the quality I forget right now, but we just have more. I think we still have more quality ones with the backup than they have with their starter. But I just wanted to put some. I think if we can get past this week with another dub, I think I'll feel even more confident. But it's still a great one. You can't take anything from anyone in terms of what they put out in the field. I just think we just give a little bit more measure just to see what they do against I think the Giants on Thanksgiving, and then if that comes out all cool, I think we'll be in a good place going forward.
I don't know, bro, because listen, bro, I don't see how this, just being honest with you, we not just won this game, we took the horns off the Vikings and make them drink their own blood. And we did it through our identity. You not excited over this, dog? We gotta beat the Giants again for you to feel good. We always beat the Giants.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm actually having problems hearing you, boss. So I'm gonna drop off.
Okay.
But I'll listen. I'll listen from YouTube, but going forward.
Okay, cool. All right, man. Appreciate the call. All right, yeah, man. That was the most famous, the best rapper alive, man. So I appreciate that phone call. So we still got the phone lines open, but to Samuel Rowe's point, he said he want to wait till after Thanksgiving. I'm cool with that. Everybody got their own benchmarks of what's gonna get them confidence. I have a lot of confidence because this game showed and proved that if we stick to our identity, who we are way better than a lot of teams. Yeah, and Special K, my boy asked me, and I'm gonna address this heavily tomorrow. Y'all look out tomorrow. Your boy tomorrow gonna be a trip. He said, boss, you still out on OBJ? Yes. Out. Dog, count me all the way out. even though he likely go get signed. Because right now they saying that it's between us and the Giants. If it's between us and the Giants, he coming to Dallas. The only way he not coming to Dallas, the only way is Steven would have to make a super offer. It would have to be insulting. But if he's anywhere close to the Giants in terms of their bidding, bro, he coming to Dallas. But I'm going to get into it in super detail tomorrow on why. Because me explaining it in a debate format, that wasn't going to really do it justice and explain everything that's in my mind in terms of the risk of Kellen Moore. And I'm going to give y'all a glimpse. Should I give y'all a glimpse or should y'all wait? Do y'all want to wait or do y'all want to get a glimpse? Should I give y'all a glimpse of what's coming? I'm going to be looking at the chat. Y'all tell me. See, y'all keep going here. I'm going to show you a little bit, but you have to come back tomorrow and it's going to really... Alright, so I'm not seeing nobody say, so I'll wait till tomorrow. If y'all want to get a glimpse of what I'm going to be talking about, I ain't going to show it to you. It'll be better to wait, though. Trust me. It'll be better to wait. Trust me. Just let me put it all together, and then it's you going to feel me after tomorrow. Alright, so we still got the call lines over. Yeah, Special K say, nah, just wait. See, my boy Special K, that boy disciplined. That's the type of homie. Boss Cowboy Sports.
Boss, what's up, man? This is Pastor Q, bro. How you doing, man?
Hey, Pastor, what's going on?
Man, I'm doing good, man, after this win, man. But I wanna see if I can change your mind just on one thing, man.
All right.
Now, I trust Will McClay as well, just like you, man. But I think they need to franchise tag Pollard, man. Cause think about this. He's been in our system 4 years, and Kellen Moore just found out how to use it. And I think that we should capitalize on that, capitalize on this relationship. And in doing so, man, it's not gonna cost us that much because they're gonna come to Zeke and be like, have Zeke take a pay cut, which he probably willingly will do.
Yeah.
To keep both of them, man, because we got a two-headed monster, man. That we need to run this monster, bro.
Nah.
And I like David, but I don't know if how long it's gonna take for somebody to really come in and do what they're doing, man. Because Pollard's showing out.
No.
And I don't know how low he is. I know he want to get paid, but a franchise tag about 11-12 mil, at least for 1 year. To try to work on something longer. That's something we can do with all that TV money coming in too.
Yeah, hey, no, good point, Pastor, and I ain't gonna fight your logic. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, this is the only thing about that, and I'm just being honest, is I have not went through the whole free agent market yet, nor have I went through the entire draft class yet. You know what I mean? So before I start lobbying against or for any player, the first thing that I always do is I look at the amount of inventory that's sitting out there for us to be able to acquire. So for instance, I was saying in the offseason that it would have been a bad idea to tag Schultz because I looked at the market and the free agent market was super deep on quality tight ends that was going to be cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Hayden Hurst, O.J. Howard. It was a lot of them. It was about 6 of them. And then on top of that, it was a heavy tight end draft class. So I was like, why pay them when you got all of this talent that's going to be way cheaper? So I'm way early on saying, as of now, I wouldn't. But I first, to be honest, got to measure the classes before I'm certain. So I'm way too early in the process to say absolutely. But about 60%, I'm against it. But I'm open. I'm open to being like, because I might look at the class and I'll be like, based on this class, tag him. because these boys ain't even close to Pollard. You know what I mean? But if we looking at a super class where we go get super good running backs like Taylor, you know what I'm saying? Round 2, bye, goodbye. Like what's the guy that went to the Jets? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Brees Hall?
Yeah, the running back that went to the Jets.
Yeah, Brees Hall, the one he just
Brees Hall.
Brees Hall, the dude from Iowa State. Yeah.
Right. So Brees Hall, in the offseason, we was talking about it would have been good to move down to get Brees Hall, because we knew he was gonna be a bottom first round, top of the second round type talent. And I felt like he was underrated based on the draft class. So it just all depends on that. But generally, I'm with you though. So.
Man, but here's the thing with me, man. Like, well, who you gonna tag? Are you gonna use the tag? I say, man, don't waste that tag to secure him, because with your picks, man, you got a plethora of picks to go shore up more of the offensive line. You can go get like a high draft pick for the guard if you need to. And then for second and third round, man, we can stack up on some corners, man, not knowing. I think Bland going to be solid, you know, because Jordan Lewis ain't coming back. I'm still waiting to see what Kelvin Joseph does, man. But if you can get you a second round corner to pair up with Diggs, man, your linebacker room straight. I mean, we good. Damone Clark is a stud.
Yeah.
And our boy that got Harper that got hurt is a stud.
Yeah.
You already got two young tight ends, man. So right now, what we need to do is we need offensive line, linebacker, a corner, and then we need some beef up front, man, some more D line, man. Yeah. Because outside of that, man, everybody coming back, man, especially if they get OBJ or not. It don't matter, man. Like you set. You just need to execute now.
No,
that's all. That's all we need to do is execute, man. So I'm going to keep Pollard, because that dude is balling, man. And even if we get OBJ or not, create more space for him, for Pollard, Zeke, and CeeDee Lamb to work. Man, we just got to execute and call it smart, bro. Like that game showed us something powerful, man.
It did.
And,
it did.
And we can do it. We can do it, man, because we were stopping the run. A lot of them are garbage yards that homeboy had.
Cousins.
Dalvin Cook had was garbage yards in the third quarter, man, because we were stopping him. He was getting 3, getting 4, and we made old boy Kirk Cousins have happy feet, man. But because we were stopping the run, they wasn't gassing us. It's about attitude. We got an attitude now, and I just pray we keep this attitude, man. Because if we do this, we're gonna be in Arizona, bro.
No,
that's real.
I passed all the way. Man, agree with you. And listen, I'm gonna read this comment. I want to get your response on this. My best rapper alive who just called in said, "How the heck you just realized Pollard good?"
Yoga fire.
Talking about Kellen Moore. Talking about Kellen Moore.
I'm with you, man. It's Kellen Moore, but Kellen Moore is the problem. One of the reasons I want us to get a Super Bowl so we can go and get a head coaching job, and we can let Mike McCarthy get in there and really do some stuff, bro. Like. That's real, man.
No, that is.
The issue, bro.
That is.
He need to be a head coach somewhere.
Yes.
He needs to go, man.
Pastor, did you notice today that the talks of him being head coach have resurfaced?
I'll say that again.
Did you notice that the talks of Kellen Moore being the head coach has resurfaced? Yeah. They talking about it again. Romo was talking about it all game. He's going to be a future head coach, no doubt. I'm like, yes.
Go ahead, let him take that opportunity, man, because I think that's hurt the coach. I mean, I think that he's finally he getting on the job training.
Mm-hmm.
And most OCs don't get that.
Right.
So let him go ahead, move on, man, because it makes no sense to me how Tony Pollard should not have been a bigger part of our offense, and especially, maybe sometimes injuries do that, because I still think Zeke got a lot left in his tank too.
Yep.
And you need both of them getting 15 carries, man. It's going to be a problem because Zeke could have had some more, but because of the way the game was going, they didn't even have to give Zeke that much. Let him get that rest, man.
Yeah.
So come on in there, bro. But we got the formula, and every game is a winnable game. Like, I mean, every game, because the Eagles have been exposed. The only team I worry about we facing is Tennessee.
Right.
Because I saw something they played Green Bay, it's Tennessee, and they just physical all the way around. But if I run defense, I don't trust Ryan Tannehill like that. And we got the corners to be able to hang up with the receivers, man. So, you know, I'm not trying to look ahead, but there is no reason why we should not go undefeated all the way out. There's no reason.
It's no reason.
There's no reason, bro.
Talent-wise, we got the best talent in the league.
For sure,
Number
man.
one.
For
Like,
sure. They came
the
together,
best.
Man. All they need was some attitude, man.
Yeah.
Now we got an attitude, man. Let's get the attitude. Let's go.
Man, let's go. Man, but I sure appreciate the call, Pastor. You got anything else? It was a good call.
Nah, man. You keep doing what you're doing, man. I love y'all boys, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing.
Appreciate it, Pastor. Make sure you share the content and also keep us in your prayers. Thank you for doing the Lord's work and helping the community.
Always, man. Praying for y'all, man. Y'all be blessed.
Thank you. All right, that was Pastor, man. Always, in the chat with good info, man. And I love to hear y'all voices, to like put voices with y'all faces, man. It's cool to when y'all call in. So I still got the call line open before I kind of get into it. All right, here we go. We got some more people calling in. Boss Cowboy Sports.
Yo, what's going on, Boss Cowboy?
Tariq, what's up, man? Let's get it.
Cooler, man. Yesterday was a good team win.
Yeah, it was.
And it was a good team win because last week was a bad team loss.
Yes.
And I seen yesterday was a team effort in that game. More than individual, I'm gonna get mine and you get yours when you want to get yours.
Right.
Everybody came together yesterday and it looked like a team.
Right.
It looked like a unit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It looked like a unit. Yeah.
Yeah, and when we playing like that, we hard to beat. I don't, it's hard to beat us when we running like that. And I'm glad that Mike McCarthy and the Joneses was pissed enough to say, you threw 40 times in that Green Bay game, you're gonna run 40 times in this game. And just and we gotta tip our hats to Michael Parsons, man. He said he was gonna set the tone in this game, and he came out and set the tone off the rip. He set the tone. Him and the defense set the tone.
Yeah, he did.
And and I think we need to do that the rest of the way, man. My thing is with this whole Odell Beckham situation. Hopefully we get him, but if we don't, I'm not gonna be too mad about it because we got to do what we got to do with or without him. But I think he would take us over the top. You know what I mean? Depending on what type of Odell Beckham we get back. You know what I mean? As far as that injury. But I would love to have him on this team. But if we got to go without him, I'm cool with that too. I just don't want us to get cute.
Yeah.
Because I think every time we get cute, it kicks us in the behind every time, man. And that's why I think we be tripping over our feet because we're a good enough team all the way around to where it's like, if we play our style of football, we can beat any damn body.
That's it. That's it. If we play our style, we can beat anybody.
Yeah. Because I really believe yesterday was a good balance of the whole damn team, from offense to defense to special teams. It was a good balance all the way around. Everybody was on the same level. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Everybody was firing all cylinders because the offense helped the defense.
Yeah.
Even though the defense set it off first. Yeah, man. Even though the defense set it off first, the offense they balanced out, and I like that's what I was happy about the whole game is that everybody was fresh and everybody was the game was like it flowed on a balanced level. It wasn't too much of this or too much of that. It was like everybody knew what they had to go do, and they kept it together. And the coaches coached a pretty good game, man. They coached a damn good game against a damn good team. You know what I mean? And I know that son shockwaves throughout the NFL that they still got to watch out for us and keep us in the rearview mirror because we coming. You know what I mean? And we're not scared of nobody. And we just beat a team that went to Buffalo and played one of the top teams in the AFC and came out of it with a win. So they thought, you know, we was just gonna fold up. You know what I mean, like a cheap tent.
Nope.
Like Law like to say, and we just let Minnesota run all over us like Green Bay did.
Nope.
But I'm happy that they played pissed off football.
Yeah.
I want us to play pissed off football the rest of the way, man. Smart pissed off football. That's what I want to see from this team. I don't want to see none of that glitz and glamour. I get tired of that with these Cowboys, man. That glitz and glamour and too damn relaxed. And, you know what I mean? And I was pounding the table last year, man. Ain't no way in hell. The way that Tony Pollard is running right now, he could have did that shit in that San Francisco game. What the hell did we rest in Week 17 for if you're not going to use him that way? He's the reason we scored. He'll score a touchdown in that San Francisco game. That's why I was pissed off, because I'm like, Zeke was running on one damn leg, and Tony Pollard sitting here with two damn good legs.
Bruh.
Could have ran all over San Francisco. We would have went further in the playoffs if we wasn't on that follow the money crap. And I'm glad that the coaches and the Joneses are seeing, well, the coaches are helping the Joneses to see that, okay, Zeke's making the money, but Tony is the better player right now. He's the one's making us pop. Got to keep him on the field, man. You know what I mean?
Man.
And there's another person I gotta give a big shout out to, because I ain't gonna hold you.
No, you chilling, bro. I ain't rushing. I ain't rushing you, bro.
Now, what I was gonna say was I gotta give a big shout out to Coach. Coach was one of the people that was saying on this chat, faithfully banging the table, saying, "Throw Tony Pollard the damn football in the screen, throw him in the wheel route, throw the damn ball up Tony Pollard out of the backfield." And Coach called it, so I got to give Coach his props on that. Coach Marv his props on that one, because he called that. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
He called that about giving Tony Pollard the ball and throwing the ball, the wheel route out the backfield to this dude, and throwing the ball to him in the flats.
Right.
Can't stop that dude to open field, man. A good block, two good blocks or a good block gonna spring him. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
Zeke too. Like, you can throw it to Zeke too. Okay, you go ahead, bro, because you getting into my next content that I'm getting ready to talk about. You already into the next thing, bro. I love it. But go ahead.
But yeah, man, that's all I gotta say though, man. And what's his name? I'll give what's LVE. I give him a little bit of props. He did something I haven't seen him do. I don't think ever, was come in the hole and hit somebody. He stuck that running back when he tried to come out the backfield. That was one good damn hit, and I had to give him his props for that, man. But that's all I got to say, though. I'm going to land my plane on that.
I appreciate it,
Cowboy
man.
Nation.
That was Tyreek,
all right, boss.
man.
Thank you. Peace.
All right, man. Tyreek always bring it, man, wherever he call. So I'm going to take a break for them phones. Don't call in yet, because I ain't going to be looking at it. We'll take a break. I'm going to get back into the content, and then I'm going to open up the phones again. Because before I reveal my star, Tyreek already started to dig into my next thing that I was going to talk about with the game. Because I said that we was going to talk about some bonus stuff as well. My boss say, man, ain't nobody running on the 49ers that way. So I want to explain something when we talking about using Tony Pollard. Like, you can use Tony Pollard and Zeke without just being stubbornly running into brick walls, you know. So one of the things, you know, is throwing to them as well. So when we say using Tony Pollard and Zeke against San Fran, and what Tyreek was saying was he should have got more touches. See, it's not just rushes, it's more touches. So touches is where you getting them the ball outside of rushes. So that's where Mike McCarthy said, I don't care how you get them the ball. You can pitch it to them, you can throw it to them, you can rush it. Just give them their touches. And Mike McCarthy said last week. So I'm gonna say this because some people. This is why I'm not gonna give Kellen Moore no credit, because see, Mike McCarthy revealed for the first time last week. He said, I've been spending the majority of my time during the games making sure two people are getting their touches, Zeke and Pollard. He didn't say rushes. So for people thinking the only way to beat San Fran is thinking we saying just run stubbornly at brick walls. No, we want them to have the touches. We want them to have the pitch plays. We want them to have the rush plays. But we also want them to have the pass plays. We've been saying on this channel for a while, that they have not been using Zeke and Pollard in the past game enough. And we ain't talking about downfield stuff like what we saw with Pollard. Yes, he did beat that linebacker on a wheel route for 6. He was going against a stiff. Yes, he should have done that. But we not even talking about vertical shots like that. We just talking about dump offs, screen principles, flares, where you getting them the ball in space. The Dallas Cowboys, even though they're doing it, they still not doing it enough. We got us a super chat from my boy B Bird. Hold on, B Bird, let me get to it real quick, big dog. B Bird said, on OBJ is simple. If you think we can make the Super Bowl with what we got, then we don't need them. If you think so, then we do. B-Bird, it's actually not that simple. It's not that simple. I wish it was that simple. Like, I put it like this. I'm going to go into this heavy tomorrow, but if we had another OC, it would truly be as simple as what you just said. It really would. But when you add Kellen Moore to the equation, it does become complicated. It does. Because see, now you're dealing with a debate of our identity versus this talent, right? Because the problem with Odell Beckham, the talent, is he causes somebody like Kellen Moore to have temptation to go against our winning identity. The difference between Green Bay and Minnesota was one thing: identity. It was one thing. See, what happened with Kellen Moore, and I'm not getting into my content for tomorrow. This is extra. But remember, we went and we showed the play-by-play after Green Bay, courtesy of AMP. We showed the play-by-play of Green Bay. Nobody else showed it, but we showed. And what was clear is every time Kellen Moore started a drive, throwing twice, we punted immediately. We had over 5 3-and-outs or 4 to 5 3-and-outs where the drive was killed based on the style that Kellen Moore was coming out with. But notice this game, our third down conversion rate and our conversions and drives period was way better. Why? We wasn't punting. But why was we not punting as much? Because we kept that ball on the ground. So Odell Beckham, even though he is a good talent, Odell Beckham, if he makes Kellen Moore go back to being pass happy, we still are not going to be able to dominate teams like we did Sunday. And that's what make him risky. And I'm going to get into it heavy tomorrow. So that's just a surface overview. But I'm going to give into it like heavy. Because it's not just talent. Because if it was just talent, I would be like, yeah. And see, before the Green Bay game, I was all about get Odell Beckham. Let's go get him. But then watching how Kellen Moore abandoned our identity, and remember, he abandoned it on a team that was ranked 10th in passing defense and 26th in run defense. That is a crack addict. That is somebody who's addicted. To passing. So I gotta give y'all a glimpse. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta give y'all a glimpse because everybody keep going to this Kellen Moore. I'm gonna give y'all a glimpse of what I'm gonna be talking about tomorrow. All right. So y'all just give me a second. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it. So this go make sure y'all come back too, because this is gonna be the type of stuff I'm gonna be talking about. Y'all give me 1 second to pull this. All right. Oh, did I save it? Hold on. Let me make sure I save it. Y'all give me 1 second. No, I ain't gonna show you. Just come back tomorrow. My boy M say, let them wait. All right. Yeah, trust me, it's gonna be worth it, bro. Y'all gonna be crying tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's gonna probably be my best show ever. And I mean that too. All right. I ain't gonna show y'all nothing. But come back tomorrow. If you don't feel me after tomorrow, then cool. I ain't even tripping. But I want to get into the good and the bad. All right, I want to get into the good and the bad because see, I keep hearing falsely, this was a perfect game. It was a great game, but it wasn't perfect. So I want to first talk about the good because I want to be positive. It's Monday. We got us a big victory, blew them out. So let's start with the good. The good was obvious. The first thing is what Tariq was talking about. That's why I love, because Tariq was already getting into my content, and I love that. That showed that we all seeing the same stuff. He talked about the balance. And see, he said that the offense helped the defense. Y'all remember Tariq said that? See, I had this in the presentation before Tariq called. And I said that the number one thing that was good is that we ran the damn ball. Shout out to my boy West Coast. And the balance on the offense keeps the defense elite. Because do you remember last week I was showing that the Dallas Cowboys are the best at preventing points in the first quarter in the whole league. The only thing that we have in common in the first quarter is that their whole D is rested. Yep. And this is what Amp said. That particular play calling was family play calling. When you keep the ball on the ground, like my boy said, family man, when you keep the ball on the ground, it's not just the physicality that comes from that and how you can demoralize a defense by doing that, but you also keep the strength of your team the strongest when you do that. Because it's no coincidence that in the first quarter, nobody gives up no points because we're fresh. So when we running the ball, man, that defense go continue to give you the return on that investment. So that's why the time of the time of possession is one of the most important things we should be looking at. And how Kellen Moore manages the game. Yeah, 4-3 flex. It truly is. Look, this is exactly right. The perfect recipe. Perfect. Like for how we're built, it's no coincidence why we blew them out, because we had the perfect recipe. Now, if we would have went outside of who we are, that game could have got competitive like that, because see, Minnesota is a no-quit team. Yeah, they're a no-quit team, and we just stayed on the gas being who we are. So that was number one. All right. Number two, the good thing that we did, throwing the ball to the running backs. And yeah, definitely shout out to Coach Morrow because he been beating that drum. And one time he called me, and this is the true story. He called me, he said, "Boss, you know, we've been strong on that free Mike McCarthy campaign." He said the next thing we need to get on is throwing to those running backs. And I said, "Coach, this is crazy." I said, because I'm literally putting together the content for that right now. And that's when I did that show on run it, pitch it, I said pitch it, throw it, and don't just run it. That's when I did that video, and I was showing on how the ways they can take advantage of throwing to Pollard and Zeke out the backfield. And we did. So, and we saw it was explosive. It wasn't just good. And me and Coach Marv was saying that. Like, we went all the way back to 2016 and showed that. When we was showing how the Pittsburgh Steelers was using Bell. And to be honest, Kellen Moore is still not using them how he could. It's a whole nother level that he hasn't even touched yet in terms of featuring them in the pass game. That's why, let me just move on to 3. 3, yeah, that was great. The defensive intensity, that was fantastic. Fantastic. And I'm talking about by everybody. Linebackers, secondary, trenches, pass rush. Neville Gallimore looked way better than he's looked in weeks. Cause see, I was looking at it last week and I was like, I'm gonna be honest, Rod Marinelli had less. He had less, but they played with more intensity. We were saying that on the Final Word last week. And I started saying, and we were saying on the Final Word, James, OC, and Law, we was all saying together, bro, Rod had less, but they played with more intensity. Shout out to Dan Quinn. You made the adjustment, because the adjustment to me wasn't just the X's and O's. It was the effort. It was the will. And that's why, in my opinion, that's why we were seeing so many players speaking out and subtly calling out players on the squad. Now, they didn't name names, but they know what they was looking at on the field in terms of effort. And they was like, nah, that needs to improve. And that's the one thing that we saw, is that if they turn up the intensity, that defense can go right back to elite standing. So that was the good number 3 from me watching the game. Number 4. This is also super big in my opinion. It's underground big, but it's big. Watching our young linebackers get reps. Even though it's not a lot of reps, these reps might be so needed come playoffs. To see Cox get out there, even though he was in the 4th quarter, he made some plays, and he was making plays on special teams. It wasn't a lot, but it's a confidence builder. It's what I will want us to do with Tolbert. Like, give Tolbert some throws to build his confidence, because you might need him later. But see, you don't have to say that to Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn already was on it. You got to say that to Kellen Moore. You ain't got to say that to Dan Quinn. See, Dan Quinn already understand the value of getting your young guys reps. Did anybody notice that Kelvin Joseph came out starting? Did anybody notice that? Yeah. So it wasn't even though I have it as the young LBs, he also doing a good job of working in all the young guys. He getting them the reps that we might need later. I mean, that's extremely good in what he doing. Yeah. And Nisi say someone on the coaching staff is watching your channel. You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I do agree. I do. I'm just. It sounds cocky, but I don't give. I do. Because think about everything that we talked about on this channel. We've been seeing implemented very quickly. Not slow at all. Like very quickly. Like the third down conversions. Remember we did that show on Kellen Moore being cute on third and short, second and short, and fourth and short, and how he needed to be like Philly and go with high probability plays. Ever since that show, we have been 100% in third and short, second and short, and fourth and short. We converted 100%.
Yoga fire.
And it's
Yoga
because
flame.
And it's because Kellen Moore been doing exactly what we said we needed to do on that video. When it's third and short, instead of throwing and pitching it, what he doing is he's going north and south with the run game or QB sneak, which is what we called on this channel high probability plays. And we showed by the math that if you did that, you had a 77% chance of converting. But if you passed the way that he did and what Kellen Moore was doing, he had a 33% chance. So somebody, and if they not listening, cool. The good thing is this: the common sense ideas that we've been talking about on this channel, whether they listening or not, they doing it. You know, so either they listening or it's so much common sense in the building that we seeing the same things. You see what I'm saying? It could be that. Sometimes it's so common sense that it's not that they listening, it's just that you should have been doing this anyway. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real. You should have been running north and south on third and short, second and short, and fourth and short. That was just common sense. Just killing the cuteness helped us a lot. So, hey, that's why I say, and I mean it, some people still don't think our voice matter though. I'm serious. Some people, they'll watch they'll say, boss, ain't nobody listening. I saw people say that in the comments. Ain't nobody listening. I said, all right. Well, I know this. When I talk to some of the media people, they tell me they listening. I had some of the media people tell me directly that they listening to my channel and the OC. Yeah. Media people, big ones too, that it's a common diet to come get their daily bread from Boss Cowboy Sports. So if you think, and I always say this going in and out, I'm gonna tell y'all this: if you don't think you matter, you right. But if you think you matter and you talking and taking action, you still right. It's just which side are you on? Are you on the side of taking action, putting ideas out there, sharing content that's gonna help us win, or sharing your voice? Or are you a Debbie Downer complainer to where you talk about the problems but you don't put out no solutions? So this is a solution channel, and sometimes that do get on people's nerves. I understand that, because some people want nothing but optimism. But I always say, you cannot fix the flat until you first talk about it. You can't. You know why so many cars be sitting in people's yards? Because they ignore it. You ever see a neighbor that be having a car sitting out there for months? You know why it's sitting out there? Nobody talking about it. Something went bad with that car. And even though something went bad with that car, ain't nobody went in and say, what we gonna do about this car that's just sitting out of there? We can go sell it for parts. We can, just take it to the junkyard. No, people going about their daily lives and they letting that car sit out there and nobody talking about it. Just everybody just ignoring it. But until somebody say, hey man, what we gonna do about this car? The only thing wrong with it is a flat. Let's fix the flat. Let's go sell it. So now we can get to solutions, because we first talked about the problem of that car sitting out there. And that's just straight up. some people starting to get it. Like some people starting to get it. You know what I'm saying? It take a while to understand a channel like this, and it does, and it's okay. I ain't mad at y'all for that, because it can come across as negative, but it's really not. It's solution oriented, but we first have to talk about the problems. That's why we go talk about these problems right now. All right. Number five, the good thing is that we hit 90% of Coach Marv keys. What you talking about, boss? It's no coincidence we blew them out. I'm just being honest. It's no coincidence that we blew them out. You know what I'm saying? It's none. Because we put this out before Tampa, and I have not changed it at all. I haven't added to it. I could add maybe a little bit to it, but this is all me and Coach talked about this. We were talking about this on the phone, and I said, Coach, man, I said, can you do me a favor? I say, send me your keys in a bullet points, because everything you're saying is so spot on. I'm just gonna make a bullet, and we go just keep up with this, you know, for the rest of the season. And he was like, Coach, no, he was like, boss, this is what I did when I was coaching. We used this to make sure we was on track and hitting our benchmarks. So I was like, let's go. And did we, let me ask y'all a question. Did we have the physical style of play? Did we? Did we get 28 to 32 carries? Did we have over 130 more rushing yards? Did we have 4 or less offensive penalties? Did we have the time of possession over 32 to 34 minutes to give us balance on that defense and keep them rested? Did we have 3 deep throws in the game? I didn't think we was gonna get that one, to be honest. By the time we got past halftime, I said, we got this game in control. I said, I don't see us going vertical, but it's gonna be open because they're gonna have to stop the run. So it's gonna be open, and guess what? We came out and we hit them with them vertical shots, and it worked. Did Pollard get his 18 to 15 touches? The only one that we didn't hit was the targets to CD Lamb. That was it. And then we hit all our benchmarks on defense, because it was what Amp said. It was what Tariq said. It was a team family win. It was a team. The offense truly helped that defense. Kellen Moore, even though he was forced to, the offense protected that defense, kept them fresh, and they came out and they did what they was capable of doing. 90% of the measurables that we put out before Tampa, this ain't after the fact, this is before the fact. And and let me tell y'all something, you can go do this on your own. Every game that we lost, we was way off on these measurables. Every game that we lost, you could say something was wrong in terms of these measurables for the win. Every time. But is it a coincidence that the biggest win came from also these measurables? So I want to talk about the good, but I also got to talk about the bad. But guess what? It's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. So I'm gonna take a few of the bad, then I'm open up the phone lines. We go talk. You know, take a break from me doing content. I don't want to make this like school. I want to hear from y'all, because see, you can see from Tariq calling, you can see from Pastor calling, you can see from all the calls that we get, that sometimes the best part of this channel and all the people that take phone calls is y'all. The knowledge that comes from y'all. That's the best parts of what we do. And honestly, that's a lot of times where I get good quality ideas from me having discussions with Amp privately on the phone, from me talking to Coach privately on the phone, from the conversations with the OC, from reading y'all comments after I post videos like my boy DP. Well, my boy DP, happy birthday again, bro. Bro, if you want to get an in-depth analysis, wait till DP comment. Mr. DP Johnson. Mr. DP Johnson, James Ruff. Like, these guys, like, pay attention to DP Johnson. And I'm not insulting people if I ain't name your name, but I read everything that y'all put out there. Everything. And I do glean a lot of good content from me listening to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because see, it's a lot of people with a lot of different backgrounds. I learned that DP Johnson was a linebacker for D1. When you the linebacker and you the middle linebacker playing D1, you the quarterback of the defense. So you telling me he don't got great perspective on defense? Man. Yeah, Montana say DP on the beat. Yeah, he is. And you too, Montana, Common Sense Lab, Paul, Kevin Williams, Brock, like all of y'all, Tariq. I already said Tariq, but yeah, I can name a whole lot of names, but then I'll run out of time because don't get me started on our ladies up in here. Shit. Our ladies would knock out most men on other teams and this team. For real. Wrong button. Hold on. This the button I meant to hit. Shh. We had somebody going back and forth with Kurt Warner putting him in check. Yeah. S.T.A.R was going back and forth with Kurt Warner like, man, we see through you, bruh. Only Cowboys. Only the Cowboy family. Alright, but let me get into this bad. Alright, so first thing that was bad. The early high tempo on offense. The early high tempo. That was bad. And some people, my boy 43 Flex say you ain't lying about our women. I'm not, bro. Cowboy women, bro, if you got any kind of sexism in you, you might as well divorce it, because I think our women have proved that they know just as much as more as a whole lot of men. And I'm just keeping it real, bro. I'm just keeping it all the way 100. Like, I don't listen to our women and feel like, you know how sometimes you'll get people that's trying to be on a level that they not? I don't get that from them. I do not get that. I get, man, our women be putting in that work. Our women be studying the game. Like, our women be paying attention. Our women, and don't let them have any kind of sports background. Oh my God. It get worse then. Especially if they played. Oh, it's your birthday too, Paul? Bro, I told you it's a whole lot of us. My birthday tomorrow, bro. Yeah, my birthday is tomorrow, Paul. Happy birthday, bro. See, I said in the beginning, a lot of us are accidents, man. We the oops. Because if you go back 9 months, that's Valentine's Day. That's why so many of us, but it's you will always find a lot of people born on November 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Almost a lot. We the accidents. Yeah, and Montana, you right, not all of them. I'm not co-signing all women. No, because it's obviously, but it's also a whole lot of men too that's womp. But I'm just like the fact that we get so much value, man. Appreciate it. He said happy birthday, man. And I got a lot of content coming out tomorrow on my birthday, bro. So I appreciate y'all showing love to the people in the that have birthdays around this time, including me, man. I appreciate it. But going back to what I was talking about with the early high tempo, I am not saying to get rid of a high tempo, because the high tempo offense is an advantage that we have. But if it's missed time, it's super womp, because you're risking the rest and strength of the team, which is our defense. And it's been a lot of times that Kellen Moore came out early and missed time when to go into a high tempo offense to where he hearing it up and he's speeding it up. So let me give you an example. Like a lot of people was like, we couldn't stop the run on Green Bay, which was true. But if you also looked at the play calling of the offense, they didn't help that defense at all. If you go look at it, I already showed this, I'm not gonna do it again, but if you go look at it, if you go look at it, the first offensive series we went hurry up, but then we went 3 and out. Okay, now pay attention to what I'm saying. This was versus Green Bay. We went in a hurry up offense, but it was 3 and out. Green Bay came right back and had a 10-play drive with 8 of those plays on the ground. What does that mean? It was major trench warfare early. Now, this was the mistake because they didn't get no points out that first drive. Like our defense usually does, where they're stingy on the first drive and they're stingy in the first quarter. But what did Kellen Moore do that was a pivotal mistake? Hold on. Troy Aikman and Michael Strahan birthday? I told you, it's a lot of us. It's a whole lot of us born. Yeah, Coach Marv. Coach Marv in the building. I like what you're talking about. He say slower tempo help us not make many mistakes and more quality play calls too, boss. I agree. Thank you, Coach. Coach will always come in with some fantastic perspective. And that coaching perspective, appreciate that, Coach. So what he did, that was horrible because you started the game on high tempo, right? Then your defense was on the field for 10 plays, 8 of them on the ground. So if Kellen Moore was calling plays for the family, he would have said, you know what? Our defense was on the field. We probably need to slow it down just to make sure that them guys can adjust, like Coach Marv talked about Sunday, get all their stuff together on the sideline, you know, fix whatever they need to fix, get them rested. You know, I'm going to call this drive for them, not just for me and not just for my side of the ball. I'm a coach. I'm going to, but no, he didn't. Kellen Moore came out on a second drive. Hurry up. Now, your defense was just on the field for 10 plays, getting body punches from Green Bay. And you put them right back out there on a hurry up, and Green Bay went right back to the body. When I say the body, they was running the ball. So what was that doing to our trenches? It was wearing them out. It was wearing them out. So, and you didn't get no help. Now, and that's where Kellen Moore needs to do better at managing games. So, let's test and see if people are listening, because I'm going to give you the solution. And we go see if they do this. Because if they do this, somebody is definitely listening. All right? But I'm going to tell you how to fix this. I don't say get rid of high tempo. I say use high tempo, especially when your defense has gotten 3 and outs. That would be the time to go high tempo. Is when your defense has clearly won and got off the field. The time not to do high tempo is when they was on the field for a bit of time. Because Kellen Moore is used to, in my opinion, and the Dallas Cowboys organization, we used to our offense having to win games. Think about that. We not used to defense winning games. We used to offense. Coach Marv, he said his birthday was November 2nd. Okay, see, I told you, it's another one. It's a whole lot of us around this time. But we used to our offense winning games. The first time we had a good defense in years, maybe since 2007, was last year and this year. So Kellen Moore still, and Dak to a degree, they still wired to, we gotta make it happen. We gotta make it happen. We gotta make it happen. It's like, no, you don't. You got a defense that'll give the ball right back to you if you treat them right. But if you start thinking that the world revolves around you offense, then you'll make play calls that's not for the family and for you, and you'll mess up the family. So before I get into the rest of the bad, let me just take a break and take some calls, man. I've been talking a long time. I don't want to hog it. We got us a freestyle. This is a freestyle where we get to hear from y'all. So we opening up the phone lines. Let's get it. So we got the phone lines back open. Y'all call on in. Let's talk some ball. Then I'm going to get into the rest of it. So we got the call lines open at 213-205-9022. Here we go. Boss Cowboy Sports. What's up, landlord? What's going on, bro? What's up, bro?
Not much, man. I had a couple of topics. I ain't gonna take too much of your time, but you know we've been screaming for Kellen Moore to play some matchup football.
Yeah.
And it sure look like that's what he did this Sunday. So do you accredit that to Kellen Moore? Or do you think that was like a Dak thing? Because it could be both or either or. You know what I'm saying? Or either Mike McCarthy stepped in. Because they was playing some matchup football. They told Booth up. You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait. That was Mike McCarthy. Because Mike McCarthy,
that was Mike?
I know it was Mike. You know how I know it was Mike? And I'm certain it was Mike. You know how sometimes you can say 90%? I'm 100% it was Mike. You know why I know it's Mike? Because Mike is the only one that's been talking about matchup football since the offseason. Kellen Moore's system ain't based on matchups. That's why when we was in the playoffs, that's what Aikman was going off on him about. And Troy Aikman. And when I met with Jay Novacek, he said the same thing. He said, bro, you got to attack the matchups. And he said it was a shame that CeeDee Lamb versus San Fran was going against a third corner and a second corner and didn't get no targets. Yeah. So Mike McCarthy in the offseason was talking about using CeeDee Lamb as the Jerry Rice role. Is exactly what he said, where we're going to focus on matchups. So no, that was Mike McCarthy, and I'm certain.
Yeah, because I seen that. That's exactly what we've been screaming for. It's like you can tell Christmas coming up because we got everything we've been asking for almost out of this game.
Man, Merry Christmas.
We've been screaming about Tony Pollard. They gave us everything we wanted from TP too. So like it seems like they understand what they need to do, but for some strange reason they don't want to do it more often than not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you know, like we said, if we play this brand of football, man, I said on my show today, it is nobody gonna beat us. We are unbeatable. Yeah. If we give Dak that Cooper Rush game plan, man, you know what I'm saying? What? If we give Dak them little 2 or 3 yard third down conversions, what? You see, we almost batted 100. What? You know what I'm saying?
Say, talk that talk, landlord. Don't man. I'm gonna see you the link. You keep talking like that, dog.
Look, you see, we almost went flawless victory on third down conversions.
We did.
So if you give that type of love, man, you give him that type of affection. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all that needs. We know that we got to get out of this ideology that him throwing 40 times is gonna put him up here with these top tier quarterbacks. Right. Nobody cares about that if you winning football games. Nope. To me, this was one of Dak's best performances. Easily. With 25 throws.
Easily. Yeah.
This This was one of his best performances, boss. And this boy, like I said, I can't wait to get my hands on that film because his ball placement was elite.
Ooh.
Elite. Not okay, not good. His ball placement was elite. I told them, I said, did you see that pass he threw to Tony Pollard on the sideline? If he don't put that ball in stride, he will not score 7 on that play. Tony didn't have to do nothing but hold his hands up. It was like a handoff. that was a 55-yard handoff. You understand? That was a handoff, boss.
But he could have walked it to him, bro.
Hey, they better stop playing with my quarterback. I don't want to just keep talking over you. I'm having a little trouble with hearing you. So okay. I don't want you to think I just, you know what I'm saying, I ain't communicate. That's why I kind of just went on a little rant. But I guess I'm going to just let you respond to what I was saying because I don't want to be talking over you by mistake.
Man.
But I appreciate you.
All right, man, I appreciate that. I wish my phone was working a little bit better because I want to hear from the big homie. God, dog. All right, that was a little. Hey, plug your channel. If you can hear me, plug your channel, bro.
Okay, bet.
He ain't hear me. All right, so y'all follow Landlord, man. This Landlord from Alabama, man. And this is the thing. I don't want y'all to sleep on Landlord. I'm going to say this because I've been listening to Landlord content. Because, you know, when Landlord first started dropping videos, people make the mistake and think he just, like, entertainment videos. Nah. I listened to Landlord on his film breakdowns. Coach Marv was sending me some stuff earlier. He was like, you got to listen to Landlord on his film breakdown he did on Tobit. It took me a long time to watch it. But when I did, I was like, say, this boy Landlord. Hold up. BossCowboySports.
Boss.
What's up, Coach?
Yeah, man. Listen, man. Let me just say right quick what I feel about that speed up play, right?
Yeah.
You listen. We noticed something in this game that when we slowed the game down and we took they did some small things that I think that helped with time possession. They got up to the line of scrimmage fast in their fast tempo in most of the occasions, but they took their time and really didn't rush into a play. They took their time to get into a play, even though they took the play clock down about within 10 seconds or sometimes below. I think if you watch the Cowboys over the history of that gives us a better sight adjustment. That gives us a chance to really read when they're trying to do all these funny coverages, right? Also, one of the things when they want to pick up the tempo, and I think Kellen made a mistake with this, and I think we pointed it out on previous shows, is that he wanted to run tempo in bad field position.
Yeah.
You don't want to run tempo in bad field position because, one, you don't want to have penalties or negative plays. Two, if you go 3 and out, you don't change the field position. I think if we're going to pick up the fast tempo, it should be at the 50 or the other side of the 50 going into their territory. In case you have some mistakes there, you still in position to pin them deep and start all over. But if you talk fast tempo at the 20-yard line or the beginning of possession, when you got the kickoff at the 25-yard line, that's when you want to be a little bit more patient because you want to at least get a couple of first downs so you can change field position. With our defense, if you change field position, we can really hunt then because teams have to be patient and they have to go longer, but you don't want to hurt the field position by speeding up too early and you're backed up in your territory and make a mistake like a offsides or a pre-snap penalty or a holding call or a bad play, and now you're punting the ball and they got the ball at the 50-yard line or they're close to the 50-yard line. So I think that up-tempo is good, but two things. One, slow it down to run better, precise plays. Two, let's get better field position. And we and our talent, we don't have to trick people as much.
Yeah.
I think Kellen goes with trying to trick people, but he has to understand that he's got the big dog.
Yeah.
And when you got the big dog, you ain't got to trick people.
Right.
So our offensive line is great. I want to give a shout out to our offensive line. I went back and watched the tape on a little bit of the tape of just the game where it was played on TV, but hey man, our offensive line is playing great. McGovern, Tyler Bialis, all up and down. I think they got some very good continuity on that offensive line. They're really getting in sync with each other. And I think we need to give a lot of credit to a lot of our skill positions because our offensive line is allowing everybody to do their job.
Yoga fire.
Oops.
So I just wanted to say that.
Fire.
That's wanted to put those 2 points. Field position is very important with that high speed offense, and I would like for us to not do it so much spread and speed up calls in bad field positions. Wait till we get in good field position, and then we can attack. But don't try to attack when you backed up.
Yeah, because he did that spread backed up 2 weeks in a row, and that almost got us in trouble 2 weeks in a row. Mm-hmm.
Right, and we had less pre-snap penalties in this game as well, boss, because we were taking our time. And one of the things was sometimes you rush yourself into mistakes when you're trying to go too fast, and you miss some things or some matchups that you can really hone in on. Sometimes you take your time a little bit. You can find where that matchup is, and then you can go right at that matchup in wherever you're play calling. But sometimes when you're rushing, you get a little and you end up going into a play where it's not a good matchup. And like when they ran, I think they ran a hurry up one time. They threw a screen pass out to Gallup against a couple of games ago against a great corner. I think that was you were going so fast and you're trying to get a play off, but it was not a quality play. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So more important than speed, quality of plays is more important.
Appreciate that, Coach.
And I'll listen to you. I'll listen to you, brother. I can't hardly hear you too either. I'll listen to you comment on the show. All right?
All right, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right.
That was Coach Marv. Y'all already know Coach Marv be bringing that funk. And, we so fortunate to have Coach Marv in the community. Because one thing that's obvious, he loves the Cowboys, but he does bring that head coaching experience and that OC experience and that defensive coordinator experience right to our channels, and he just unloads it full of love. So we appreciate you so much, Coach. So I still got the phones open, but I'm gonna go to the bad thing that was number 2. Aggressive offense going into the half. Now a lot of people could be like, boss, but we got 3 points. It's almost like dominoes. Sometimes, even though you got an easy 5 points sitting there, sometimes you don't take that money. Sometimes if you think about the big picture, all money ain't good money. That's what we all say in dominoes, you know what I'm saying? All money ain't good money, right? So Kellen, 2 games in a row, was extra aggressive going into half, where he had some time on the clock and he was trying to get points while ahead. See, the problem with that is, first of all, you're risking injury to your players. That's 1. 2, you risking time of possession advantages. 3, it can happen exactly what happened versus Chicago, where he threw that interception. That's exactly what happened versus Chicago. 4, you also could lose momentum, because we had clear momentum at that point. But I don't like the fact, and I'm just being honest, I don't like the fact that we have to depend on kickers to hit 260-yarders to keep momentum. I didn't want their defense feeling like, okay, we held them. Even though they didn't. We got points out of it, but I put it like this. When I say all money ain't good money, one of the worst things that happened to us in 2021 was the fact that we beat New England at the same time throwing a lot. Why was that bad? Because see, with Kellen Moore, you got to remember, when you give that dog an inch, he takes a mile. So if he's, because that one time we won by throwing the ball, he used it as an excuse to abandon what was working the first 8 games, which was keeping the ball on the ground. And then people would say, what happened to the Dallas Cowboys the second half of the season? What happened? See, Kellen Moore used that money from New England as an excuse to stay with that broken identity. That's why I was saying Green Bay was a good loss. People was like, boss, there's no such thing as a good loss. I was like, no, that was a good loss. Why? Because it fully highlighted the ineptness of Kellen Moore. And it showed that he was super pass happy. So if it takes a major disappointment to highlight the risk of him being too pass happy, I would take it all day. Because if we would have beat Green Bay throwing 46 times, we likely would have came out versus Minnesota and threw it again 46 times. But you notice why we didn't? It was because he was an abject failure and a big letdown versus Green Bay. Literally going into the fourth quarter with a 14-point lead, and he still was throwing the ball. See, we needed to lose that so it could be right in his face. So it can be no excuses. But we still got to keep our eye on him. So, aggressive offense going into the halftime was bad. See, because a lot of people, they boast this game was perfect. It wasn't perfect. It just wasn't perfect. Now, this is not nitpicking. This is just stuff to keep your eyes on as we going throughout the season. We got to keep our eyes on this stuff. Number 3, Pollard and Ezekiel packages was off. The packages was off. What do you mean? Pollard's the better running back, boss. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about using the right package for the right situation. Do y'all remember they tried to run Pollard on the goal line and he couldn't push that pound for nothing because that's not his strength. Just keeping it real. His strength is explosion. His strength is not being a hammer. See, Zeke's strength is underrated greatly. And I'm going to say this. Some of y'all ain't going to agree with this, but I'm going to say this. This going to go over some of y'all head. Some of y'all go feel me the moment I say it. But I'm going to tell y'all this. Zeke is just as important on 3rd and 1, 2nd and 1, and 4th and 1 as Pollard is on breaking on them big runs. And I would even say more important. No, boss, Pollard better. No, boss, Pollard better. No, I ain't talking about that. Think about it. If you got a guy that's 100% on the year on converting those 3rd and shorts, what does that do to your whole offense? It gives them 4 new downs. And he converting right at 100% of the 3rd and shorts and 4th and shorts. Meaning you giving your whole offense life because you're strong at those tough yards. And stronger than Pollard. My boy Common Sense Lab say, what's the difference between the loss of Green Bay and win over Vikes this year to last year's Denver loss and Atlanta win? Just checking the temperature. Well, the Denver loss was like the offense altogether was extremely flat. Like everybody played bad on offense versus Denver. That was just bad. Dak didn't play good that game. Remember, it was like 5 or 6 drops that game. They just stunk it up on offense that game. That didn't really even have nothing to do with identity. They literally looked like they was honestly that game, the Denver game, reading the press clippings. It looked like they was, because remember Denver game last year, Vegas had us, I think, as 7-point favorites. It was disrespectful, you know. And I think we was reading those press clippings. We was 6-1. We was rolling everybody, and it did honestly. We didn't look like we was ready to play. Just to be all the way honest. So I don't think that was a game of identity. I think that was a game of flatness. Just to be honest. Now versus Atlanta, we were just better than Atlanta, and we threw the ball all over Atlanta, and we killed Atlanta. We killed Atlanta throwing the ball. We did. We threw the ball very well on Atlanta and just destroyed them. But Atlanta also a weak team. The difference between this team is Minnesota is a good team, and we embarrassed them. So hopefully that answered your question. Common Sense Lab, you know. So I don't think it was identity on Denver, and I just think we were just better than Atlanta. Cause see, we can beat certain teams passing the ball. You know what I mean? That don't mean we go automatic. Give me a second, y'all. Let me fix my sound. Give me a second. That don't mean we can't win games passing the ball. We can win games passing the ball, but you go definitely struggle against tougher opponents when you get away from your identity. But if you go against an opponent that you just clearly better in, you can just walk them. You can walk all over them, and you won't see or discern a major difference in identity. You just won't, because we just clearly better. Like that time that we beat Philly last year as well. Remember how we just dogged Philly? We dogged Philly through the air. Remember that? Amari and Gallup took turns on their secondary. Remember that? We didn't beat them on the ground. We beat them in the air. But they secondary, they had an undrafted free agent as the cornerback going against Gallup and CD Lamb. And Amari Cooper, bro. Yeah, that was just open season. So, you know, so yeah. But when you go against some tough teams, you better know who you are. Yeah, and my boy Common Sense Lab said just making sure we're not falling for insane narrative. Yeah, we're not talking about being dumb and stubborn on running the ball. We still want to be creative in the running game. Because remember, we hit the 30 attempts versus Washington, and we still critiqued the Common Sense. Remember that? I'm gonna get to who's the star. Sam Park. I'm gonna get to that's gonna be at the end. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna definitely get to the star. I don't want to reveal it yet, but I'm gonna get to who the star is. But remember, we critiqued the Washington Commanders game, and we had 30 attempts that game. But what was our critique? We wasn't creative in the run game at all versus Washington. So some people was like, we stuck to the run game and it worked. It was like, actually, we stuck to the run game, but we was dumb with how we did it, because we kept running we was running zones right and left. That's all we was doing, and we was banging it. That's what we was doing, banging it into the tackles. It was no creativity at all on the run game. And so it's not just about running the ball. You still have to be creative in your run game. You still have to be not even to the point to where you're dumb running the ball, where you more so, instead of saying running the ball, we need to more so talk like Mike McCarthy, start talking about touches versus runs. Because see, Mike McCarthy talk about touches. That's what we should be saying. We should be wanting to see touches from Zeke and Pollard, not just runs. Because if you say touches, you talking about everything. You talking about them catching and running. You want to see the touches, not just the runs. You know. So anyway, hopefully I answered your super chat, big dog. So the packages was off. Y'all should be able to see that the packages was off, and Zeke showed his value if you know what you're looking at. You know, because they put Zeke in there and it was instant. What did he do on them, all them 3rd and shorts and 4th and shorts? What did he do? What did he do? Money. So it's like, when you looking at running back, this is what that debate be getting caught up in. People be like, but Zeke is so explosive. But see, how many explosive plays you go see versus how many 3rd and shorts and 2nd and shorts you go see? I'm going to ask that again. How many explosive plays are you going to see versus how many 3rd and 2nd and 4th and shorts you're going to see? You're going to see way more 3rd and shorts, 2nd and shorts, and 4th and shorts than you go have opportunities for home runs. So what does that mean? The person that's more valuable to the offense, even though it's short yardage, is the person that increase your chances of converting it and giving your offense new fresh downs. That's Zeke, y'all. I'm just keeping it real. So better is very relative, man. Very relative. So when you think if you think of team value based on what I just said, you gotta go with Zeke. Now, if you going with explosion, you'll be a fool if you didn't say Tony Pollard. If you can say who go give you a bigger and better home run ball, you are a fool if you don't say Tony Pollard. But to disvalue Zeke on 3rd and short and them and closing out games, man, you better say Zeke, because Zeke is better for the overall offense because of him bringing us fresh downs. So to me, you got to look at it in this total big picture to understand why the packages was bad from Kellen Moore. And so as you watching the game, watch closely what they do on 3rd and short, 2nd and short, and 4th and short. So if you see 2nd and short and you see Pollard in the game, dumb. I did like this though. I did like the fact, and I'm just measuring all this Kool-Aid. I'm giving you the full measurement of Kool-Aid. Okay. I did like the fact that they used Pollard as the closeout back this game. Why? Why was it so important to close it out? Because Zeke's still dealing with that knee, and I was cool with putting him on a pinch count. Save him for the playoffs. Even though he's the ideal closeout back, that's where you more so trying to kill clock. He the perfect back to kill clock through tough runs. But save that. You was way ahead, and they used Pollard. I'm cool with that for this game. But as his knee gets better, as Zeke clearly becomes better and better, if you see Kellen Moore not closing out games with Zeke, that is foolishness. Yeah, and see, it's what Paul said. Paul said it best. You can't say it no better than this. This is just, he said, we seen the difference on the goal line plays yesterday. Zeke is built for high-level impact plays, especially when he's fresh. Nobody wants that smoke in the A-gap on the goal line. Facts. And you could also clearly see, Paul, he pushes the pow. See, that's so underrated. That whole pow moves when Zeke hit it. And in the game of inches, that is epic. All right. Number 4. Then I'm going to get to my star. Throw it faster to your running backs. I should have said and more. Oh yeah, see Steve. I think this is some good balance. See, Steve, I like where you something like this. What Steve talking about? Boss, use Pollard between the 20s, Zeke on short yardage. Yeah, something like that. I could rock with that, Steve. Yeah, I could rock with that all day. No doubt. And that's what we should be seeing. If you're not seeing that, even with blowouts, Even with blowouts, don't get content and don't be like we ain't got nothing to work on. No, we still got stuff to work on. Are these huge major things? No. These are tweaks. And I'm glad we talking about tweaks. We ain't talking about major things, but we talking about things that can still make you better. So number 4, throw it faster to the running backs. Boss, you been greedy. They did. No, they didn't. If you look close. So, listen, if you look close, look at Dak when he dumped it off to both Pollard and Zeke. Go look at his eyes. I'm going to likely do a film breakdown on this week. Go look at his eyes and you will see it clear. Dak went through 4 progressions before he dumped it off. Yeah, Montana, you're right. Again, Zeke is the trophy closer. Absolutely he is. And this ain't even about who better, because a lot of us get caught up into that. Who better? Who should be starting? Man, I ain't getting caught up into that. That's not the debate. We talking about when to use them. We talking about situational usage. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about who should come out there first. I don't care who come out there first. I care about who the right situation using them. That's what matters most. But going back to what I was saying, go look at Dak when he dumped it off to Zeke and Pollard. You go see him go through 4 reads. He go say, okay. Now he dumped it. Meaning that was the last option. So when your last option, throwing it to him, is explosive, sometimes you need to make them your first option. And this is where me and Coach Maul been talking about designed leak outs, to where you intentionally are getting ready to target them first, not fourth. So I'm glad we got it in the install, and we got it to where we're now starting to throw it to them. But honestly, we still not creative as we could be on throwing to Pollard and Zeke. Boss, but we scored a touchdown. I'm greedy, y'all. I'm sorry, bro. I'm trying to prepare for the big games. I'm sorry. So yes, I'm gonna be very greedy on these ideas. And see, me and Coach Marv talked about this. Do you know where Emmitt Smith ranked all time with catches to the Dallas Cowboys? 4th. That's how. Now, was he catching balls downfield? Nope. Did he catch fades and posts and nope? All those catches that Emmitt Smith totaled was dump offs. Aikman dumping it off to him, using it in space. We still not using Zeke nor Pollard enough in space. I'm being honest, because we saw a glimpse. What did Pollard do when he got that dump off? 6. Remember, what did we say Zeke most explosive plays come from? For everybody that's waiting on Zeke to break, you know when his biggest plays come? When you throw it to him. And I ain't talking about vertical. I ain't talking about using Pollard like a receiver. No. Even if you line him, oh, you got a super chat? I miss your super chat. My bad, Coach. Let me go back and see this super chat. Oh, Coach, I miss your super chat. God, see, that's the thing about this software, man. When you use this software, sometimes it don't show me y'all super chats. I apologize. And see, I'm gonna show y'all so you'll see I ain't lying on this stuff. Sometimes y'all be sending super chats and I don't see them. Hold on, let me show you. Let me just show you. I'm gonna show you my little old software so y'all can see where I'm coming from. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show you the back end stuff of what I be seeing. Y'all give me a second. Hold on, y'all give me 1 second, man. Cause I don't see that super chat. I'm gonna show you too, Coach. so you can see, because I want y'all to see what I be going through as I'm producing. So like, y'all give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull it up. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to show my screen. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay. Where is it? Where is it? I don't see it. Y'all be patient with me, man. I'm finna pull this real quick because I still don't see your super chat, coach. Hold on real quick. Let me put it on me for a second. I'm gonna pull up to where you can see it. I'm gonna show y'all what I'll be looking at. Y'all give me 1 second. Y'all give me 1 second. Be patient. There it is. All right, so I'm gonna show y'all what I be seeing. Okay, when I be looking at y'all comments. Okay. All right, so here we go. So now you go see what I see. So when I'm looking, this is what I'm seeing. Okay. So this is what I be seeing from y'all. And so Coach Marv, I don't see it in here. You see what I'm saying? I don't. You said you got the super chat. Let me see. Let me see. So Coach Marv says super chat, boss. So I'm gonna show you. So this is 1. I go to 2. It's not here. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to 3. I don't see it. So I'm just showing y'all what I be seeing as I be doing this show. It's a lot of multitasking that go on. Just keeping it real with y'all. It's a lot of multitasking. But I don't see it. So this is how I'm gonna have to pull it up. Y'all be patient with me because I do want to respect your super chat. Y'all be patient. I'm gonna have to pull it up through my phone. Y'all give me 1 second. And while I'm doing that, y'all take a break and hit that like. Okay, so I can go get to this super chat. Give me a second. But I want y'all to see that it wasn't there, you know, because sometimes boss don't be respecting us. We be sending him super chats and he don't even be acknowledging them. No, sometimes I'm just showing y'all it don't show up sometimes. I'm just keeping it real. Give me 1 second. There it is. I see it now. All right, let me see. I see 2 of them. See? Yeah, that mean I'm having some issues with this software. That's okay. That's okay. So that also means that I'm gonna keep it on my phone now. So that way I have 2 ways of seeing it. All right. So Coach Marv said commitment to keeping our best offensive players in the offense run and pass Zeke and Tony Pollard. Commitment to keeping our best offensive players in the offense run and pass Zeke and Tony Pollard. I don't think you wrote that too clear. You might need to rewrite that, Coach, because I didn't understand what you were saying. Sir, also with a super chat that I'm seeing through my phone. He said, I agree, Boss Cowboy. Remember how Romo used Lance Dunbar. Tony Pollard is just too dynamic to be without at least 5 catches a game.
Yoga fire.
Facts.
Yoga flame.
That's the thing. Okay, your super chat finally came up. It just came up late, Coach. It just took a while. I'm sorry. It finally came. It just took a second. That's what it is. So here it is. Yeah, so this is what they was talking about with them super chats. Yeah, and I definitely agree with you, sir, on what you was just talking about with Tony Romo. And we just going through, you know, the good and the bad, because and I appreciate that, Miss White. She said, boss send notification on your cell to notify you on the super chats. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Y'all be keeping me on point. I really do appreciate that. But now they don't use Zeke or Pollard enough. So now it's time for me to get into my star player. I made y'all wait to the end. Thank y'all for hanging out with me all the way to the end, and I already gave y'all my options. So I'm gonna repeat my options and I'm gonna tell you why I chose my star player. All right. So my first one was George Edwards. I love the fact that he getting them linebackers some reps. I also love how those young linebackers played early. I loved it. Okay, so Coach, you're repeating it. He said being committed to get our best players in the game by running and passing to our backs. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, definitely agree with that, Coach. Absolutely. Good super chat. I appreciate it. So George Edwards was my first one. Dak, obviously, super game by Dak. Then it was Brent. Okay. Then I put down Diggs. My star player this time is Brent. I'm sorry. Brent hit 260s, bro. Two 60s. That's star. The first S is for speed. Ain't nothing fast about that. Tough. Mentally. Definitely mentally tough. Definitely mentally tough. Available. Relentless. Clap it up for that dude, man. Let's clap it up. Yeah, man, like that is my star player. It was hard this week, and then I could change it when I go review the film, because to me it was between Diggs and Brent. It was between Diggs and Brent, but like I said before, I would be guessing if I said Diggs, because I gotta review the film. I gotta actually look at the matchup, and I gotta watch him one-on-one versus Jefferson. I'm not gonna fake and guess. So I'm gonna keep it real, because I like the fact that on paper it looked like he shut him down, but I play corner. I know it don't work like that. You know, sometimes you can get beat and the quarterback didn't see it. Sometimes you can get beat and the pass rush sacked that quarterback, or sometimes you can get beat and you was just not in the progression of that quarterback. So if I'm being thorough, I gotta wait till tomorrow to be absolutely certain. But as of now, it is Brent, and I'm definitely not taking that back as of today. Because, bro, hitting 260s, that's not just a weapon, that is a super weapon. Yeah, that is not just a weapon, that is a nuclear weapon. Bro, this dude hit 260s, and this is the scary part. Both of them had room for more. Yeah, and my boy Willie said, "Boss, I want Kellen Moore to get a head coach job just to get him out of Dallas." Me too. And listen, listen, we might get that, because see, the noise is starting to pick back up on Kellen Moore being a head coaching candidate. The noise is starting to heat up, you know, and that's what you want. I want him to be considered for a head coaching candidate so he can get up out of here. Because actually, that's my theory on why I believe he too pass happy. I think he pass happy because he trying to get credit for the offense. That's my theory. Because he ain't stupid. He just stubborn. See, because if you trying to get that ultimate head coach job, see, just remember, and see, I think Kellen Moore been reading the press clippings before. Yeah, I think this is what's going on. Remember, especially the first 8 games of last year, it was overwhelming. Whoo, Kellen Moore is a head coach for sure. Whoo, he genius. Whoo. That's all people were saying. That's all we was hearing. And he got close to that money. He went on actual interviews. It was actually people that let him sit in the room and make a case on why he could lead their organization. See, he got all that last year. I think he want that again this year. And the way in his mind to get it this year is to get the credit for the offense. So if you boring, People don't like to give people credit when they boring. He want that. He wanted to be third and short, and he want the commentators to say, "Whoo, what a gutsy call! Whoo, wow, man, yep." And Romo, yeah, and I want Romo to keep pumping him up, but Romo will be bumping him to heaven. Romo be, man, that Kellen Moore, man, that Kellen Moore. Be like, keep talking, cause you know a lot of GMs and people respect Romo, and them owners sometimes they be out of touch. They don't be seeing clear. They just kind of go with the crowd. That's why they be making dumb decisions on quarterbacks all the time. You know, especially you got that head coach out of Miami, the young head coach that's offensive minded. It's gonna be somebody that's gonna look at Kellen Moore like, I would like you to do that over here. We sure need that. But anyway, man, y'all definitely make sure y'all come back tomorrow, because I got some heat lined up. Now, we obviously got the final word. Y'all come back for that. That's going to be fire. You already know that's going to be fire after Minnesota. You know that's going to be fire as we get prepared for the Giants. You already know that the final word is going to be off the chain. I can't wait for me to OC, Big Game James, and Law Nation to do our thing, because I already know, man, it's finna be freaking amazing. But I also got I'm probably going to go live 2 times or 3 times tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? On the amount of, and it's on my birthday too. So if I'm doing content on my birthday, you know it's good, and you know I gotta get it out. That's all I'm gonna say. I gotta get it out because it's gonna be good, bro. Trust me. If you have not yet liked and subscribe, make sure you do it, because when you get that notification tomorrow, bro, I got some stuff lined up in the queue that's gonna be worth it. But as I always say, man, and I mean this every time I say it, man, and I mean this every time I say it, at Boss Cowboy Sports, we strive to be loyal, never devoted. We go definitely give our solutions, and we go focus and work very hard to tell the nation and Cowboys what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. I do believe that the ideas that's coming from this channel are getting in the building. I know some of y'all don't believe that. That's fine. You don't have to. We appreciate you just being a part of it. But we're here for solutions. At this point, this channel has grown to the point to where influential people are watching us. Don't think that's not the case. It's too many people consistently watching us live every time we go and we stream. Ideas are getting in the building. That means your voice matter. It does. So for everybody that called in, Tariq, Coach Marv, B Bird with the super chat, just all the thoughts that come into this channel, it's getting to people. And if it's not getting into that building, I'm telling you for sure, as my name as Boss and my real name is Marcus Smith, people are listening. So let's just continue to do our part. Another thing that's moving a lot is the shares. Y'all have greatly picked up them shares. Y'all are sharing like never before, and it is growing us. And I'm gonna tell y'all, for us to only be close to 5,000 subs and have this much interaction, this many likes, this many views, it's saying a lot. So we not up to 100,000 yet. No, we not up to 50,000 yet, or 20,000, or 10. But we are very influential here. So keep sharing. Like True Vibes, you are the #1 sharer in the world. And I love True Vibes because she don't just share me. She shares me, OC. She shares Wes. She shares Landlord. Any good idea, True is go share it everywhere. So let's also continue that as we continue to push for ideas that's gonna move us closer to 6. That's a commitment to this channel. That's something we gonna never stop doing, and let's just keep doing the work because we all matter. Y'all stay up.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. Boss Cowboy Sports.